Hey everybody, this is Grace, and I was wondering, I woke up a little while ago, it's 7:47 p.m. right now. I woke up from a nap, and I was wondering, what did I do all day? But I had made dinner. I think we probably ate it like 4:30, and it knocked both of us out. I've run out of recipes, things to cook since this Delta got all crazy. We started staying at home and not going to any drive-thrus, to get our food like we had been, some of the meals. I started cooking more at home, and I ran out of recipes. I ran out of things. Neither one of us are good cooks, and I just run out of things I liked, and both of us. So I wound up making some hamburger helper, cheeseburger enchilada, I think. And oh man, it knocked both of us out. But yeah. Anyway, so I took a nap. Both of us, when I say knocked us out, we fell asleep. And I woke up first. He's still sleeping. And I was like, what did I do all day? Today just zoomed past. And it wasn't until right when I came out here to make a video that I remembered one of them was I did come out. I was like, did I even try to make a video today? And I remember I did, and my car mount, it busted. It messed up. Where one of the springs are, it busted the little loop thing that it was attached to one of the arms. And I remember going to his to see if I knew I had one in there, but hopefully it won't fall off. It's probably going to some part. It just doesn't have stick. I had to stick them. I had to wash it. And puppy, I call him a puppy. He's gonna be 2 years old. This is August. He's gonna be 2 years old in October. But his hair was all over because he loves going in his, Adam's SUV with him. And anyway, I'm just gonna ramble for a little bit first. But and then I think I might have ordered one. I don't know, because I looked on more than one place to order, and I was like, I don't know, maybe this will work. But I think I had two, like the one that I said broke. Don't know what happened to it. I've used this one for so many years, the one that broke. But anyway, that was my thing, and I went back in the house and I didn't come back out, except I usually come out and try to get a little bit of sun, but I usually only last like a minute or two. So, yeah, I look so white. Oh man, white as a sheet, but I keep still coming out a little bit. And I don't wear shoes when I come out. I have socks on, thick socks, but the concrete's hot. This is Texas, summertime, so. Okay, but anyway, I don't want to push this mount too much, but it just doesn't have much, like I said, stick 'em. I washed it off and everything, but I don't know. But what else? I mean, really nothing. Today was not after I made a video yesterday saying, basically just too much weird stuff happens. Today, the rest of the day was calm. Today it's been kind of calm. And, I could talk about things like, I usually don't walk Mayhem. That's I nicknamed him Mayhem when he was a little bitty puppy, and he was kind of sort of a rescue. And when we got him, we thought he was like 2 months or more, but he was like 2.5 months, I think. I don't know, but we found out from his previous owner. We didn't know them. They came by to show us the other dogs, but he was only 1.5 months, and he was very feral. And anyway, I nicknamed him Mayhem. I usually don't walk him because I've mentioned this before. He sees the squirrel. He has the squirrel moment. Oh my goodness! But he'll just take off and hurt my hand. I have to have him on a leash. And Adam can better control him than I. And I'm afraid he has knocked me down, but it was inside the house. He came running through the back door, and running straight through the back door. He goes on these tears. That's what I call him. He goes on a tear, and I know other dogs probably do this, and he just hit one of my legs. I was walking, it's like 6 something in the morning, and bam, he hit that leg, and it knocked my legs out from underneath me. I went down face first on hardwood floor. Just, I think a few months before that, I had fallen, just fell on hardwood floor and hurt a knee. And this time, when he knocked me down, I hurt that my face, the eyes, and the nose, and one, right between the eyes and the nose, black, and then my lip, my upper lip, and my shoulders hurt, and that left arm. I had something I was carrying in my right arm, and my left arm was what, somewhat protected me, and it hurt the wrist, the back, like I said. I think that was it. But I had 2 big old bumps on my, I don't know why 2, really, on my shin. I think it was the right one that he hit. And so, yeah, I'm not, that dog is powerful. I mean, even as a puppy, he was powerful. He is now, big time. But anyway, I usually don't walk him. Well, one day, I'll get to the story eventually. I'm not too fast at getting to the stories. Anyway. Okay, so one day recently, I took him out, for a little bit of a, just a little bit of walk, thinking, okay, we did get him a little vest, and that's better for me to walk him. He's wearing that little vest. So far. That dog is powerful. I'm serious. And he's a black lab and Aussie, Australian Shepherd mix. I call him my little tuxedo man. But man, he's powerful. Well, anyway, I took him out to walk, and right at the end of our driveway, there was a little hole. It looked like a little hole, maybe a little tiny one next to it, in the grass. Like that part of the grass was brown. And he walked up to it, and he looked in it, and all of a sudden he popped it back, popped his head back. I was like, I saw something too. And I was thinking, what was that? Was it maybe a mole or a snake? And he'd do it, he'd go back and he'd do it again. Couldn't figure out what it was. Okay, just couldn't figure it out. And I couldn't see enough of it to be able to tell. And so finally I got him away from that, and we went back in the house. And then I don't know how many days later, Adam said he came in. Adam usually takes him out front. The dog can go out the back when the door's open. He just lets us know. But all of our animals, the dogs have always liked going out front like it's some big special deal. It's a big deal to go out the front, the front. And so Adam usually takes him for a walk, probably a few times a day, even though he can go out back. So he goes out front, and Adam comes back in, and he says, you wouldn't believe what happened. And I said, okay, what now? And he said that the puppy stuck his nose at that little hole there, and he said that the puppy, just started digging, like he was wanting to dig in more of that hole. And when he did, he said all of a sudden, these little baby rabbits came out and just went everywhere. I think he said 3 of them went across the street, and 1 went to the neighbors, or maybe it was 2, and then another one went to the neighbors. I don't know. But I was like, oh no, they're going to disappear. They're not going to come back. And he was saying, yeah, I have a thing about rabbits. I've never had any myself, but before we got Mayhem, and before we had our patio closed in, which kind of happened right around the same time. First it was the patio, and then it was Mayhem, I think. But I used to feed the rabbits in my backyard. They just come up, wild, feral rabbits, and really cute, pretty rabbits. And but after that, it's fenced in, and I don't know if you call it fenced in, but has a wall. It's walled in, and on the bottom is cedar, and the top is It's also got a deck above it, and it has, you know, like windows, not really windows on it, but screen on it. So there's no place for me just to throw out stuff to the rabbits like I used to. So, okay. Anyway, I paused there. Anyway, so, you know, I was upset, you know, and so I went online and, you know, reading stuff about, will the mama come looking for them, and, you know, feeling, you know, the little baby rabbits that ran off. And it basically said, yeah, it said, some of it, you know, I don't know where I read it, I just Googled it, and I don't know who said what, but it was kind of like, all together, like, the mama won't stay there during the day with the baby rabbits because it would draw attention to bigger, you know, big predators, but they come out at night. So I was saying, y'all are not going after dark. You're not going back out there, you know, because they'll go in the evening. Adam will take, you know, Mayhem out in the evening. So we're gonna let the mama come and, you know, find them again, get them back settled, you know, settled back in. And it's first night, nothing. I think it was the second night, which I think was last night. And then today, whenever it was, man, I'm telling you, he said that Mayhem did his. He said Mayhem was just gonna kind of go up to a hole, going up to the hole and looking in, just walking off because there's nothing there. He said today he went up to it and he kept poking his nose in it. So y'all gonna stay away from that hole, you know? So really, I mean, come on. But so I guess they came back, or the mama went and found them and brought them back. I think the mama would be a little shy of doing that, but she is not, I guess. I haven't gone over there to see, but I do. I have a little thing I like, you know, taking care of feral animals, feeding them, and, you know, just feeding them. I don't touch them. But I remember one time, we have a field behind our house, and yeah, you're going to have field mice. And one of our neighbors feeds them these just feral animals, which includes field mice. And behind her house, she just throws things out, you know, like what they had leftovers or whatever. And we've done that. So yeah, you're going to have field mice because there's a field behind our house. And one time we had fed I had a favorite rabbit. I knew it. He had a certain mark on. She had a certain mark on her back. He or she, I don't know. And we were watching it through the window, and I had thrown out some tortillas, some small ones, you know, the little small ones. And she likes bread. And some people say you shouldn't feed them bread. Some say it doesn't matter. And we've, you know, put out seeds. I bought a bunch of things I had a bunch of squirrels and birds, and some crows would come during the middle of the day, and just different ones. We bought the big seed bags, but every once in a while I threw out a little bread, and I think it was a she. But anyway, she was standing there eating that, and she was the only one out there eating the small tortilla she had in her mouth. And all of a sudden, one of those field mice, I'm serious, came barreling at her. She jumped a mile, which, you know, from what I understand, rabbits do that when they're going to mate with with their, you know, potential mate. They decide if they're going to mate with them by jumping up like that. But no, she got scared. That field mouse scared the heck out of her. It did us too. We both jumped back in. We were looking through the window at it, and but she jumped like straight up practically, and the field mouse took that tortilla. The tortilla was bigger than him, and just kept hopping like a freaking rabbit with the tortilla. It was funny to me. I really wish I would have had my camera and would have taken video of that. It was, I mean, we also have cameras, you know, what are they called? Security camera that we had back there. And, you know, we saw a bunch of cute things, even a cat. we have no idea where that cat came from. But it would come by every once in a while, and, you know, possums, and a lot of, you know, possums came out, especially at night, of course, and lots of them. But once we got that patio, you know, whatever, it's not screened in, but boxed in, I don't know, walled in, I haven't been able to feed them, so I miss it. It was so calm, and it was just, you know, it was so good to see animals get some food, and especially whenever it got colder, you know, to know that they're being nourished. Yeah. So I told him, you and Mayhem aren't going anywhere near that hole, you know. So yeah. And just for the record, of course, I don't tell him what he can and cannot do. The man's older than I. Known him 40 years, but I'm not bossy with people, but I am serious, and he knows this, and it kind of shocks me too. But I'm big on Mama Bear. You know, when it comes to animals, I am. Yeah, I really didn't know that about myself so much, seriously, until I started feeding, you know, the wildlife and, you know, the feral animals and such, and birds and all that. But yeah, and then my own dogs, you know, there was never ever a reason really until, you know, I see it every once in a while when something just doesn't sit right with me. I'm Mama Bear. I'm serious. You know, don't you be messing with my little rabbit. that field mouse, boom. Yeah. But anyway, we tried things like, you know, having bird feeders and such, but the field mice, they'll find a way. They will find a way to get on it. And I tell Adam, they're all God's animals, so. But yeah, you don't want mice. Yeah, I know. Like some people say, well, squirrels are just fancy mice, fancy rodents. But I don't know. No, they yeah. But anyway, I don't know why I started talking about this. What else happened to me today? Really, today was kind of calm. Oh well, I could say that I usually don't watch the news anymore. I gave that up like probably, well, after those terrible Texas storms. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I pretty much stopped because it was like there had been too much stress this year. I mean, oh my goodness. I'm going to do a video and give a little, you know, I don't know if I have yet, about what's been happening this year that was, oh my goodness. Too many, and I can't even remember all of them. I can't keep them all in my head, seriously. I don't want to keep them all in my head. I come out and make videos to get them out. But, you know what I mean, keep it to, you know, kind of remember. But, yeah, after those terrible Texas storms, I stopped really pretty much watching the news. And I never was before. I'm a social and behavioral scientist. I taught at college and university. But paying a lot of attention to the news like Adam does, I mean, he watches it, yeah, like religiously. No, I wasn't much on that, you know. But I started becoming one, and especially with what's been going on, oh my goodness, well, since 2020, really, early 2020, being, you know, staying at home and all that, yeah, I watched a lot of things, but today I watched it, and I was like, I'm an independent. I am an independent. Okay, I think for myself. I don't need anybody to tell me how to think. I want to hear, when I watch the news, I want to hear the news. I don't care about your opinions. I don't care. I really don't like when people, when they try to spin it, and I'm talking any channel. Okay, being independent to me means it is how I am. I'm not on either side. Some people seem to think there are only two sides. I'm not on either one of them. So I can see things for real. You know, I see what I see. I think for myself. And I make my own conclusions. I don't need yours. You know, on how things are supposed to be, how you want us to see them, how you want to teach us how to think and what to think and what bent to take on it. I don't need all that crap. So I will say this about either side. Some of the cable news. Oh my goodness. Well, today's August 6th. I just watched one of them, and basically this one had really, I didn't call it egg on their face. I used another term besides egg. I mean, another word besides egg. But they had basically taken this, I'm not going to say which one it is, but they had basically, like I had said, you know, since it started, I said they're like a dog with a bone. They took it and ran with it. And they really didn't know the whole picture, but man, they get a little bit of news and they want breaking news, you know, and every one of them is going to talk about it like they really know, and they're going to have their, you know, commentators or people aren't even, they're just people who have opinions, the way I see it, and they're going to have them do it, and it's going to spin in a certain way, and everybody's supposed to think the way that they think, or you're just wrong, you know. And I'm sorry, left or right, I don't care. I see too many conspiracy theories, too much of spinning it, too much of trying to manipulate people into going in their direction, what they, like I just said, how they would think that people should see it and all that. I want real journalism, facts. I don't want your opinions. I want facts. I've been saying this on my other channel for a long while, years. Anyway, so these, they just got a little bit of nibble, a little bone, they took it off and ran with it, and man, they just kept, and I was so ticked. I was saying, you know, when all that was happening, I was saying, this to me, there's just something wrong, and Adam was saying, no, they're there. No, something is wrong with this. Something's just not right. All right, and like I said, in case you're wondering, I do stop every once in a while, and then I started up another clip. You might not be able to tell. So if I all of a sudden say, okay, that's what happened. Anyway, it really bugged me. Oh my goodness. It's like, the nerve, really. You know, it's kind of, you know, like I said today, I said, it's like as if they think that, you know, all the rest of us, we just don't know anything. We can't think for ourselves. You know, viewers, the people who watch it, and they're way up there, and they have to tell us how to think. No, I have said this all along. I cannot stand that. Well, anyway, like I said, dog with bone. They took it and ran with it. Well, what they didn't know there might have been a bunch of, you know, BS on it. They got it all over their face. Okay, because somebody come back today, more than one, with good, you know, like I said, something just wasn't right with it, with all this, and that was it. I'm a social and behavioral scientist. Okay, this is my thing, and not that I don't so much on politics, but yeah, I notice things about human behavior. I was a career student, some call it professional student. Many years I took classes like you wouldn't believe in many fields. Okay, I've got degrees, plural. And anyway, I knew what I thought. Something's not right with it, but yeah, I was gonna wait. Anyway, they got, I'll just say egg on their face, but that wasn't what it was, like I said. And of course, once it was over, man, they rush in with the whole crew, how they're going to see it and how they're going to spin it back around to where they don't have to admit they were wrong. Does that sound familiar? Narcissistic much? And boy, they did that. And I know this is going to sound awful because it never sounds like my voice. The intonations it just doesn't seem right. But anyway, it just is what it is. So, but they had egg all over their faces because they were judge and jury. Dog with a bone, boy, they have to do it. Every one of them, they have to act as though they really know what they're talking about. And before they have all the evidence, all the facts, they just take any little nibble they can get and become judge and jury. And, you know, seriously, judge and jury, really? You're overstepping your bounds. Well, doesn't that sound familiar too? Narcissistic much? And then not to be able to admit that they're wrong. No, like I just said, they're gonna rush in and spin it more. Get some people like as if those people know better than everybody out there viewing. Their opinions are better. No, you were wrong. And I'm ashamed of you. I really am. Shame on you. This is not true journalism. This is just true. And then they were trying to say that I'm not saying what it is in what channel, but then we're trying to say that the people that came in and said, no, we have, this is how, this is this, that. They try to call them conspiracy theorists. Oh, please. What were you doing? Judge and jury. Before you had all of the facts in. Really. You are the conspiracy theorist. And I know some things would think I'm talking about one particular. Am I? No. Like I said, I'm an independent. And I don't appreciate any of them doing that. But they're all spinning, trying to get their base on their side and keeping their base, telling their base how to think. That is sad. Okay. You know what I should be showing? I should be showing the shrub in front of me. Because whenever it is, every year, at least once, I think, it could be just once, they must have, Mama must have a whole lot of baby lizards, or more than one has a whole lot of baby lizards. And they're on the bush and the shrubs in front of me, and I'm sitting here, I see them crawling up. Some of them crawl up the wall. Actually, in one of my videos, I don't know which one it was, I don't remember. I just made, I think yesterday, day before, whenever. It shows one. I wasn't doing it on purpose, but I didn't even notice it until I went back and listened to the video to edit it and all. And I saw it walking up the wall. But anyway, sometimes I'm distracted by seeing one. While I've been making this video, there was one making its way on the shrub. Okay, and speaking of shrubs, here's another thing, just something to talk about. Today, I told Adam, we have some rose bushes, but Adam planted them, and he planted them really close to the house. I don't know what he has about planting things right at where the house is, and then right there next to it. You kind of get him a little far away. Anyway, we have two of them. One is beautiful little baby red roses. Now, he thinks all roses are climbers. That's what I call them. I don't know what you call them. And that you have to have one of those, what are they called? I can't remember the word for that. I don't ever use it. But no, you can have these rose bushes that can become really big. You can have other kind of ones. Anyway, one's red, and I think one is like a popcorn color. We have a crepe myrtle where we had one, and it was called popcorn. Yeah, but it's like pink and white. I think pink, white, and yellow. Anyway, it never really grew because the sun doesn't hit that. But anyway, there's another one over there that's kind of like that color. It's a rose bush. I said, we need to go and put those kind of, that nosy neighbor, that one that has so many people over there all the time, that has a business out of their, losing my voice, a business out of their house. And you're not supposed to, because of what kind of reason exactly? Too much traffic. And anyway, they have one anyway. The HOA. That's what I heard. Anyway, I said, why don't we just, these are still small because they're not getting enough sun where they are. These are rose bushes. And I said, I wish we really would have just put them like in a line right there and made a rose bush shrub kind of area. You see what I'm saying? And the people really couldn't see much as it got bigger, and plus it would be getting some sun. And anyway, I came out here today. That's something I was telling him, because I really don't like that. And the truth is, I really don't like, people being able to see me like that, and plus having that window shade open. The other one, there's no tree. Watch those videos about the behaviors of neighbors, nosy neighbors, a little bit crazy behaviors, those videos. But anyway, I moved my SUV up because the sun was hitting my camera and it was making it hot, and I just kind of moved it up just a little bit, and I realized if I moved it up a little bit, they can't see out that window. They finally had shut the shade after like a month or two or so, and the only thing they could see is me sitting here. Really, you got to watch those videos for all that to make sense. But I really would like, we have a good fences, make good neighbors. We have a fence, but in all the houses, they don't have fences in the front. I don't know if the HOA says you can't put a fence in front. I don't know. Fences are expensive, remember. And so instead of fence, put, make a on both sides. Have these rose bushes. What are they going to say? You can't have rose bushes? Shoot, at one time we even had, what are they called? Palm trees. Yeah. But winter killed them. I was somewhere else taking care of my mom or whatever then. But we had little baby ones, and one of them died, and the other one just keeps hanging on. I mean, it's never been more than a little baby, but it doesn't get enough sun there. I am going all over the place, and I'm going to continue to do this. I have made videos on my original channel. It's going to be 7 years this month, and I always try to, but no, I want to just talk about whatever I want to talk about. It doesn't need to be a topic. Could be. I'm really good at stream of consciousness, unintentionally, but hey, or intentionally. Sometimes I do intentionally, but I do stop for make different clips. But yeah, it's just a go with my own flow kind of thing. Really, I'd stopped right there. Speaking of clips, I'd stopped. I don't know. I want to just start doing them the way I want to start doing them. Whatever. Seriously, whatever. I don't know what it is. Seriously, I don't know what it is. I have tried new channels for probably a year now, maybe, or at least 6 months. I'd say a year. And I don't know if it's just where I live, and I tried different types of channels, different types of videos on different channels. I close them, but no. It's like, how do people start new channels these days? And like I said, it just could be just situational, where I live, anything, time of day. I'm just not lucky in putting up the right time of day. I'm not an expert on that. I don't know, but no, they would not get off the ground. And I think this channel was one of them. I had forgotten, but I mean, it's only been since April that I opened it up. But I think I did really just like a few videos or something, and then I switched it to do those shorts, and really nothing. It doesn't even have any subscribers. So, oh my goodness. But they just don't. The AI sends them out to nobody. Nobody. Actually, I think one of them I mentioned was really weird. That one about I had not even put it in I had not made any way, shape, form, or fashion anybody should have been able to see it. Okay, it was on unlisted. I just uploaded, didn't make it public right away. But there was no way that anybody could have viewed it. It was never on public. And I believe it was not in any playlist. Well, the playlist wasn't even what was viewed, but it was viewed 3 times. 3 times, and it was views just a few seconds, not minutes, but seconds. And that's the trouble I had on the channel that I don't have any public videos anymore, because of somebody doing that. They just kept hitting it, and that could have been like bad for me. And I did write YouTube twice about it. The first time they did it, and then they did the same video like a week later. I think the person lost those channels, those accounts. Could have been. Anyway, they put it into a certain type, And that's what happened with these. And it was 3 views. When I went in and edited, that counted as, edit it to make it public. It made it 4. Well, within that 24 hours, those views didn't show up. They showed up as views, but then they didn't show up under the analytics. And yeah, it's just so freaky. But it was a video, I think, cyberstalked, by being cyberstalked or something like that. It's starting to get dark, and I should probably go in. Yeah, it's 8:24 p.m. But anyway, I don't know. I could not get any new channel to take off. I couldn't get one of them. I think it would have like 1 view. Yeah, some outside of 1 view. Here or 1 view there, and I'm like, how do people who really are just now, if it, like I said, it's probably just where I live. Just from what I understand, or I don't know if they still do this, but it usually is kind of regional because like I don't get many from anybody but from like this area, Texas and California. But maybe, sometimes, yeah, let's just say that. Recommend it. So, I don't know. It's weird. Have you tried to start a new one? And I'm talking like some of them, when I started, nobody, like this one, the one when I did shorts, nobody heard my voice. Never. I did them in different places. I had one of them that I tried with just doing the videos on PowerPoint. No voice, nothing. Just written. They just, no, I don't know. Anyway, I'm wrapping it up. I'll talk to y'all on another day.